Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Mark Causey here from Black Cat Comics in rockin Milpitas. Every Wednesday is New Comic Day and I like to give you some great reasons to get down to your local comic shop and pick up something fun to read. This week is packed with stuff that's fun to read. A-list week this week. Let's start with the Marvel guys. Let's start with some War of the Realms, Marvel's version of Game of Thrones. Super awesome, the new big event spinning out of all the Thor stuff. The big thing by Jason Aaron. I love the big Marvel event books. And this one has just exploded. There were a couple of holdouts in the beginning, but nobody's holding out anymore. So grab 1 through 3 if you've missed them and pick up this one. There's lots of other War of Realms to check out, like Strike Force, The War Avengers. It's your Captain Marvel War of Realms book. And Giant Man. And Spider-Man. Always fun when Spider-Man gets his own team and his own book in the big event thing. And speaking of Spider-Man, Amazing number 21. The last part of your Hunted storyline that's been rolling out since number 16. Amazing is one of the hottest books in comics right now. Going to be talking a lot about some of the hottest books in comics this week. But while we're on the subject of Spider-Man, how about Life Story number 3? I'm really digging this title. I was very intrigued by the premise. The story of Spider-Man overlaid over real time over the decades. Pick up number 1 to see what all the buzz is about. Grab number 2 if you can find one, and this week's number 3. Really fun stuff. Uncanny X-Men, another one of the hottest books in comics. Really great to see Uncanny back at the top of everybody's stacks again. Uncanny has always been one of the premier books of comics. Like I say, kind of great to see it back in its A game. If you've been holding out on Uncanny, or if you've been I don't know, away from the book for a while, now's the time to come back. Grab our Black Cat pack of 1 through 10, grab number 11, or just grab this issue, this week's latest issue. Good time to be an X-fan like that one, like Age of X-Men Next Gen, or Age of X-Men Marvelous X-Men. There's a lot of this Age of X-Men stuff spinning out from the first arc, the previously mentioned Uncanny 1 through 10. Like I say, good time to be an X-fan. How about Immortal Hulk? How about another one of the hottest books in comics? This book totally disappears every single time it comes out, so I hope it's already on your list, or I hope you're already in line at your favorite comic shop. The covers are amazing, the stories are amazing, everything about this book is super awesome. Traditionally speaking, I'm not a big Hulk fan, but I've really been loving this title, been pushing it from the very beginning. Like I say, worth it just for those covers. The 3rd volume of the trade paperback is also out this week, so if you have no idea what this book is about, grab all 3 of those trades. You won't regret it. Daredevil number 5, another one of the biggest books in comics, another one of my favorite titles. Marvel has done a stellar job with Daredevil for years and years and years. You can go as far back as you want to, but some of the best talent in comics has been working on this book for the last 20 years. So grab those trades, pick up the recent number 1 for the reboot, catch up to this week's number 5. Like I say, Daredevil's been one of Marvel's best books for a long time. The Black Widow, number 5. Just wanted to mention really quick, you might not know that Black Widow and Daredevil used to be a thing. So again, check out some of those old school Daredevil trade paperbacks for some really great old school Black Widow stories, since she's so popular these days. Guardians of the Galaxy and Old Man Quill are your outer space books of the week. And in contrast to Old Man Quill, Ironheart is your millennial Marvel hero of the week. Great stuff. And lots of Star Wars to talk about. The main book, Star Wars number 65. Always encouraging you guys to check out the amazing job that Marvel's doing with all this Star Wars stuff. If you're a big Star Wars fan like I am, you're probably already picking up all this stuff. If you're not, you should be. This is the main book, Star Wars. Then they have Age of Rebellion. This week's is Lando Calrissian, the smoothest scoundrel in the galaxy. Love me some Lando. I love me these Age of Heroes books, or Age of Rebellion books they've been putting out. They're just one-shots of all your favorite heroes. You can read more about that one in our newsletter this week. And TIE Fighter number 2, to show you a little of the range that they do with this, with their line of Star Wars books. Still got a number 1 in stock if you missed it. Always fun to read books about the Empire. Great week for the Marvel guys. A lot of big name DC books this week too. How about the best book in comics? This is Batman number 71. You know we talk up Batman, you know we talk up Tom King all the time. here in the shop, on the podcast, in this video. Just love this title. If for some reason you're one of the 3 people that's not reading Batman right now, you got to jump in on this one. Like I say, one of the best books in comics. That one. Superman number 11. Another one of my favorite books. Another one of the hottest books in comics. Brian Michael Bendis is just destroying the Superverse right now. Really great stuff. Pick up all the issues of Action since 1000. Pick up Superman 1 through 10. Or just jump into the latest issues to see what I'm talking about. Great time to be a super fan. Justice League 24. I'm telling you, this whole video is going to be nothing but the hottest books in comics. Justice League is what it should always be. The biggest heroes, the biggest villains, all kinds of stuff going on. Justice League is like a big event book every single issue. Loving Justice League these days. Again, go all the way back to number 1. Grab whatever jump-in point or just pick up this week's latest issue. Good time for that. Teen Titans wraps up the Terminus agenda. This one might be flying under your radar, but again, one of the best books out there. If you've been following this one, you've been following Deathstroke, there's a lot going on in this title. So again, if you don't know much about this or you haven't been following it, just jump into the latest issue because, like I say, there's a lot going on with that. Naomi number 5. Maybe you don't even know what this is because it sells out so fast that you've never even seen a copy of it. But this is the 5th issue of, again, one of the hottest books in comics. Sells out every single time it comes out. Brian Michael Bendis, another one of the many things he's got going on. More about Brian Michael Bendis in just a minute. Aquaman, one of my favorite DC titles. Like Teen Titans, if this one's flying under your radar, if you've been passing up on this, go back to number 43 and catch up to this week's 48. Really great title. And Nightwing rounds out your DC proper. One of my favorite Bat characters, one of my favorite Bat-related books these days. Again, a lot going on in this title, really moving and shaking, so go back to number 50, catch up to the recent issue. Good times. Pearl is your Jinx World book. Yet another Brian Michael Bendis. This guy doesn't sleep. He just writes and writes and writes, and it's all really great stuff. Jinx World is a whole line of sort of crime noir stuff that he does. Really fun. And lots of Vertigo books this week. Here's Lucifer. This is your Sandman Vertigo book of the week. And High Level. Been a lot of talk about this book lately. Always encourage you guys, if you're fans of stuff, the edgier stuff outside the superheroes, go to the Vertigo website, go to the New This Week section, read about all the cool stuff they do, like High Level, like American Carnage. Like I say, if you're looking for something different, something out of the usual mainstream, Vertigo always has a whole line of really cool and interesting stuff. And speaking of cool and interesting, great week for all the other guys too. How about some American Gods? You know, we love us some Neil Gaiman around here. We're loving the show. We love the book. Now we love the comic. This is the 2nd series from American Gods. So if you like the book, if you like the show, if you love Neil Gaiman like we do, you definitely want to be getting up on that. That's your Dark Horse book of the week. Lots of great Image stuff like Low from my man Rick Remender, or Oblivion Song from Robert Kirkman. You might be reading one of his other books called Walking Dead. Gideon Falls is one of the new big hits from Image these days. Image has an endless range of things. So a little like Vertigo, if you're looking for something different, something a little outside the mainstream, go to image.com and check out all the cool different stuff they do, like this one, and like Fair Lady. These folks came to the shop not too long ago to pitch their book. They were super cool, so I'm returning the favor because we like their book. You can read more about this one in the newsletter. Grab the 1st issue, grab this 2nd issue. Cool crime fiction stuff. Image always has lots and lots of fun books. And Dynamite, James Bond, is just one of my Dynamite books this week, because James Bond is super awesome to see in comics. Battlestar Galactica Classic. Dynamite has 2 different Battlestar Galactica books. There's this one, Classic, and there's Twilight Command. Issue 3 of that came out last week, so if you're a sci-fi fan, if you're a BSG fan like I am, you definitely want to get up on that one. And Kiss the End. Never miss an opportunity to pitch the hottest band in the land. Just a great example of the huge range of stuff that Dynamite does. Always fun to see Kiss in comics. Like I say, Dynamite's one of my favorite publishers because they have an endless range of lots of great licensed property stuff and creator-owned stuff, a little bit of everything. Love me some Dynamite. Transformers. It's your IDW book of the week. You might not know that they restarted the whole Transformers thing back from #1. So this is just the 5th issue of the new run. If you're a big Transformers fan, or if you're an old school fan and you want to see something new and different with your favorite characters, now's a good time to jump back into Transformers. And Firefly is one of my many Boom Studios books this week. Whedon has taken all of his Whedonverse stuff over to Boom Studios. Buffy and Angel and Firefly. Love me some Mal. Love seeing Firefly in comics. Go-Go Power Rangers is your other Boom Studios book of the week. This is your second title behind Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. You guys love the MMPR, so they had to give you a whole other book for that. And Sabrina the Teenage Witch is my Archie book of the week. I'm talking up Archie like crazy these days. This is part of their standard teen line with this one and Archie and Betty and Veronica. Of course, they do all the other horror stuff that we're always talking about, like Afterlife with Archie, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Jughead the Hunker, Vampironica. Can't say enough about all the great stuff Archie's doing these days. So pick up this week's Sabrina. Check out all the other amazing stuff that Archie's doing. One of my favorite publishers these days. And what a great week for the all ages stuff too. Always encouraging you guys to check out the all ages section and find a book for you or for the little ones in your life, like Casper the Friendly Ghost. Doesn't get any more awesome than Casper the Friendly Ghost. Or Incredibles 2. You love the movie, you love the comics. Love seeing Pixar in comics. How about some Marvel Action Spider-Man? IDW is doing a whole line of all-ages Marvel books, like Spider-Man and Black Panther and the Avengers. They've been doing a really, really great job of it. So again, if you're looking for something a little lighter, something a little different, or something for the little one in your life, pick up some Marvel Action Spider-Man because it's awesome. Or Teen Titans Go, just as awesome as the show. Again, if you're looking for something funny, something a little lighter, something for the little one in your life, Teen Titans Go is always awesome and introduces everybody to some really great classic and new characters. And last but not least is Tangled. Because I always like to pitch whatever Disney comic is out this week. Again, always encouraging you guys to check out the all ages section. All the different publishers have great all ages books, great stories, great art, everything you want in comics. Lots and lots of fun stuff, so check those shipping lists, get down to your shop, pick up something fun to read. That's all we got for you for this week. You can check us out at black-cat-comics.com and check out our especially cool Shopify store where you might find some things that you don't see here in the shop. You can check out the YouTube channel, check out the Facebook page, check out the podcast at soundcloud.com. Just get on down here to the good old brick and mortar in rockin' Milpitas. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.